In the previous video to do with the Revvi 16, I built it and I said about replacing this 12-inch. This is a side by side. I also mentioned the pegs that we bought for the 16, but it came with some built in. I ended up putting them on the 12. The downside to that is it lowers the clearance on the floor, so you can see here where it's caught it on the floor, little marks on it. So what I'm going to be doing today is fitting some handguards to the 16 on here. As you can see, one of the eldest kids damaged the brake lever, but I will be removing this off the 12 because really they're not really suited for a 12 with the way they're designed, because if you look, it sort of comes a bit lower there, but with it doesn't come up higher, so that's why it catches on the floor. It gives it less lean, whereas before you would catch this on the floor if you went too far, but he never caught it on the floor. He caught this on the floor numerous times. Also, when going up and down pavements, you can see here marks where he's gone up and down the pavements. So in my opinion, although yeah, it gives a bit more stability for the foot to sit on, I don't think it's all that suitable for the 12. Now, if you had a 16 normal that didn't come with them, you do have a lot more clearance with this one. With this one, you got maybe 2.5 inches. This one, you probably got about 4 to 5 inches clearance. So that being said, let's crack on with it. First off, we'll start with the 12 with removing this foot stirrups, foot pegs, whatever you want to call them. It's a size 5 Allen key under here, and then you got the factory Phillips screws on the side there. Now, when you get this 12-inch normaler, this brake cable comes through a little hole at the back, and then over there you do have to remove that and send it over the top with this foot peg kit. It took me a minute to figure that out when I put these on. You don't really have to undo these ones all the way, just enough that it comes out of that hole. Technically you don't even have to undo them both, but I'm going to for the sake of making it easier. Just backing it out. And then the next step, you're going to want to remove this part off the back brake. It's got to come off completely to go through that hole. That's the actual foot peg. When you install the foot peg kit, it does come with like 4 sets of new bolts. These are slightly longer to replace the 2 motor mount ones, and you get 2 others that are to replace these Phillips heads. But I thought it'd be a bit easier just because it actually doesn't fasten onto it, just passes through it. I figured I'd just use the stock one since all the load bearing is there, and I use these as sort of alignment, a guide to align them onto it. So I will be putting the smaller factory ones back into it. Just making sure to put all the washers back on it as well. Doesn't need to be excessively tight, it's only holding the plastics on there. One difference I did notice between the two, although the 16 does have basically 8, 10 and 12, and this is 5 and 10, even on 8 mile an hour mode, it takes off so much quicker than the 12, obviously, with the well, one, the gear in, two, it's a much more powerful motor. It does sort of snap into action. I would assume the bigger sprocket kit that I'll get in the future would sort of alleviate most of that, but for now it'll stay on 8 until it gets used to that snapping. Pull that back through there until I've got it all the way through, to be fair. Because the little pinch thing come off the end of the cable makes it a bit more difficult. Now, I don't have a replacement crimp to go on the end of it, so I've got to leave it like that really. It's not a big issue. It's just a few frayed strands. That was silly, it's not even through the hole. Well, them frayed strands are making it awkward. Just try and pull that through there. You know, them strands are getting in the way again. I'll just take it off. one to hold it just before it bites, because you will have a bit of slack in that cable, so that when you let go it's free. The wheel moves freely. When you pull the brake it stops, and that's the 12 done. Now this is the 16, and this is the lever guard for what seems to be the right hand side. I would imagine that bit of left, because you don't want the lever guard basically coming into the handlebars, do you? So the first thing is I'm going to loosen these off. I've opted to go on the outside of the brake instead of on the inside of the brake, simply because I want the brake levers over the handlebars as much as possible. Whether they're supposed to be there or not, I don't know. But like I said, the oldest child threw the bike on the floor by accident and bent that lever. I will be replacing that lever or the caliper itself if I have to. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But first off, let's get a gauge for if it's going to fit on the bar straight up, or if I need that spacer in it. By the looks of it, I don't need that little spacer. So what I'll do is I'll put this on here. I'll put it on loosely for now, so that I can still adjust it after the fact. The handguard, it'll stick out like that. Like I said, you won't want that pointing in over the brake lever, although it probably would be a better option in my opinion, having it a bit closer. I suppose having it a bit further out gives you more clearance underneath your hands. Move that, point that down with the brake. And I'm going to opt to put it on this middle hole here using the included fixing kit. Again, this was off the revvi website. There's a bit of clearance. This light's a little bit awkward, but I'll just put on so that it could be seen when he's playing out on the street on it. I believe that's 10mm nut. It is. And it'd be the size for Allen key. It's nice and tight on there. It does have a groove that it sits in, so I've stopped it twisting up and down. Would like it a bit higher so it's got more hand protection from the likes of branches and such. But with the angle of the brakes, I don't want his fingers sticking below it in case something was to catch his hand while he's actually riding. And personally, I'm happy with that positioning, so I'm going to lock that down. And these are plastic with just like a little brass threaded insert. Don't need to go over the top. As you can see, that's on there. It's a sacrificial part anyway. And now I got onto the next side. I'm going to preset this one up to be in the middle hole. It's basically not on the back. To be fair, with how much it sticks out, I'll probably come back and trim them off, just so it's not a finger trap per se. It's nice and tight. Size 4 Allen head. Again, take that insert out. This seems to sit a lot further over, so I'll space this one out to be sort of equivalent to this side. You've probably got a thumb. No. The actual tapered part is underneath the brake lever. So I'll go just on the outside of that. Get a bit of proportion. Go the right way, will you? And that's that on there. That'll be the 16 done. Like I said, I will be replacing that lever. I'll probably do another video on doing that, since there's going to be intricate parts, sort of hidden fixings to doing such a job. And that'll be that.